Hey, shalom, shalom. Hayawam Tawab, which is good day, and knocking out Waha Barish, Allah Hawalakim, La Atham Call Shabawai Bahar Khawa Kakshaw, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shab Ma'amah, which is truly, hey, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shab to preach to you so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelite foreigners. Nachamatham Kayahamalak Wath Hashemayim Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Layam La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah Bahasham Cha Kodash Wa Mashana Kabarim Zukayim Nawa Wa Malakim Shoy Shala Zukayim Cha Gadawa Wa Chasa Wa Shalawam Wa Barakim Laha Bakharim Shahaka Shah Shalawam. So all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham, and the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. This is an article in RT. It reads, it says, I'm reading from the picture. Picture released from North Korea's official Korean Central News Agency on July 13th, 2023 shows the test firing of a new intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM Hwasong 18 at an undisclosed location in North Korea. North Korea threatens U.S. with nuclear retaliation. It says, Pyongyang has accused Washington and Seoul of plotting an attack against it. North Korea has threatened a nuclear response if the U.S. deploys aircraft carriers, bombers, and missile submarines in South Korea, according to a statement shared on Thursday by state media channel KCNA. Pyongyang claims that despite repeated warnings, Washington and Seoul held a meeting of the nuclear consultative group on July 18th to allegedly discuss using nuclear weapons against North Korea. In particular, the hostile forces posed the most undisguised and direct nuclear threat to DPRK, North Korea, by bringing an Ohio-class strategic nuclear submarine to the Busan port operation base, which means strategic nuclear weapons have been deployed on the Korean peninsula for the first time after 40-odd years. North Korean Defense Minister Kang Soo-nam said in the statement. He claimed that the move indicates that the U.S. scenario for a nuclear attack on North Korea had entered the most critical stage of visualization and systemization. Kang accused Washington and Seoul of going beyond the red line in their military hysteria and argued that the deployment of nuclear submarines and other strategic assets falls under the conditions for the use of nuclear weapons specified in North Korean military doctrine. All right, and something about like the U.S. and South Korea, they pretty much been teaming up for a while. So they got South Korea. They have South Korea playing by their rules. They have their Western philosophy. Like when you, like in the military, they pretty much say like Seoul is like a mini Babylonian city, so to speak. It's like almost going to America. Over there they got McDonald's. If I'm not mistaken, they got Walmart. So it's like a mini America. It's like the hottest or the most busy area in South Korea. I think it's like that may be where that song Gangnam Style came from. Because they pretty much like Americans. It says the DPRK's doctrine of the U.S. nuclear weapons allows the execution of necessary action procedures in the case a nuclear attack is launched against it, or it is judged that the use of nuclear weapons against it is imminent. Kang said he also called on the U.S. military to realize that its nuclear assets had entered extremely dangerous waters. The statement came after Pyongyang fired 2 ballistic missiles in the Sea of Japan on Wednesday in response to the docking of the USS Kentucky Ohio-class submarine in the South Korean city of Busan. So it says Pyongyang and Washington have seen tensions rise in recent months, including over a spate of missile tests by North Korea and large-scale military exercises by U.S. and South Korean forces. North Korean officials have claimed that continued displays of their nation's military might, including its nuclear weapons program will ensure peace and stability amid escalating threats from the gangster-like Americans. U.S. officials, meanwhile, have insisted that Washington is willing to negotiate with North Korea without preconditions about its nuclear program and have described the joint military exercises with South Korea as deterrents against possible attacks from Pyongyang. I'm going to read that again. Says U.S. officials, meanwhile, have insisted that Washington is willing to negotiate with North Korea without preconditions about its nuclear program and have described the joint military exercise with South Korea as deterrents against possible attacks from Pyongyang. Which, when you go into like the military and you go into like law enforcement, they doing these different military exercises, but you got something called a show of force. So if somebody else can see it, like your presence is a level of force in itself. You see, so by the U.S. and North Korea, or the U.S. and South Korea, doing the military exercises, they're in the presence of North Korea, whether they putting out there in the media or whether they know that North Korea is watching. You see, but nevertheless, their presence is enough to where North Korea sees it and they feel threatened by it. You see, but continuing on, let's get some precepts because it says gangster like Americans, because these other nations are tired of Babylon. Babylon has always played that role. All right, they're going to different countries and they'll dictate how that country is ran, or at least try. They failed in Vietnam, Afghanistan. But let's get these precepts. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 23. It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth, cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?" All right, because pretty much Babylon is going to be destroyed. But I want to get this word for hammer. All right. And it says, patayash. It says forge, hammer. It says from an unused root, meaning to pound. Let's go into the Strong's lexicon. It says a hammer is called the hammer, the devastator of the whole earth. Babylon has devastated the whole earth. Babylon has destroyed countries. They say you got this in your country, so they find an excuse to go up in there. They write in legislation, try to get cool with the locals, and then they go in there and fuck it up. They come over there with that westernization. That's why you had that, in the Middle East. Babylon went in there, they tainted their women, and they women, when Babylon left out, you had them women that was still holding on to those customs, and then like they got that, the Middle Easterners, so to speak, got them back in order by bringing back their laws, because when Babylon was over there, they was pushing that women dressing scantily clad and women doing what they want and pushing that women being over the man. They wasn't having it. All right, let's get some more, because what we're seeing all these nations come up and rising pretty much with their nukes. Everybody has nukes. Everybody got that button. Let's get Yahweh Allah, Joel chapter 2. And we'll start at verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right, you go into the word nigh. We're going to nigh. It says Qarawab, and it comes from Qarab, which means to come near, approach, and to draw near. All right, the day of the Lord is coming near. It says near, of place, of time. All right, of time. All right, the day of the Lord is going to happen shortly. It says more ready, shortly, approaching. The day of the Lord is approaching. We're seeing all the signs in the heavens, the prophecies. The day of the Lord is nigh at hand. That's why when you go into Matthew, it says Nacham Adam Kaya Hamalakwat Hashemayim Korab, repent, yea, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Pretty much is going into near. All right, verse 2. It says a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right, because the day of the Lord is going to be gloomy. It ain't like how these Christians paint it. It ain't like the Lord is coming to accept everyone. All right, it says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them is a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. Going into the missiles, the ICBMs, like we got in that article, it says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall mark everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. All right, now let's go into this word wall. It says chawama. It says a participle of an unused root, meaning to join. It says a wall. It says apparently meaning to join a wall of protection. Walled. All right, so whatever so-called defense systems Babylon has, because if I'm not mistaken, each nation has like a they got like a, I guess what you would call like an invisible force field. Like for example, if you used to like shoot missiles at a certain country, they got a defense system, so to speak, that shoots back at those particular missiles to shoot them out of the sky. You see, so whatever so-called defense systems that Babylon has, the missiles gonna go right around that. That's gonna be that's not even gonna be a factor. That's why it says they shall run the wall. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. I'm gonna go into this word climb. It says Ilah. It says to go up, to depart, withdraw, retreat, come up, shoot forth, be superior to. They're gonna be superior to. They're gonna be superior to whatever system that they got. It's gonna go way right past that. All right, that ain't gonna be, like I said, no that little defense system gonna come to no avail. It says they shall run they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall. I'm running back. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Now I want to get this word for ranks or break. It says ibat, which it comes from the same word as the word thick clay in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. This root word ibat, it says to change, to exchange. It says kindred to ibath, which pretty much means to interweave. Then says to change, to exchange. They shall not change their ways, and pretty much that's what's going into, because when you interweave or you change something, like if you look at the number 8 in the middle, it kind of interweaves, so they're not gonna do that. It's gonna go like the number 11. They all each gonna go into their own specific ways. Each missile is gonna hit actually where it's supposed to hit. It ain't gonna be no mistakes. Everything is gonna be guided with the Spirit of the Lord. All right, continuing on. It says, neither shall one thrust another, going into how they're not going to break their ranks. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. All right, and what city is this? Babylon the Great, that great city. It says, they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. All right, it says the earth is going to quake. It's going to cause the earth to reel to and fro like a drunkard. Let's get Yeshaya, Isaiah Chapter 24 and verse 20 says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Let me keep going. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. All right, so that's what the Lord is doing. You see, the Lord is giving Esau what he deserves, and the rest of these heathen. You see, but chiefly Esau. You see, go back to the article. But yeah, kind of was pretty much the point. Adawan Ratazah, Zabanaya Palo is with us, a beautiful edification through the spirit. Wa Adawan Ratazah, Atham Yash Yawam Tawab, Lord, you all have a good day. Hey, shalom, shalom.